carne asada and boil fries. That's my tacos because I can't eat anything fun. Hello, it's Jamila. Coming back today to make a video on how to make pickled vegetables. And you're probably wondering, like, why are you making pickled vegetables? It has to do with having a healthy gut. My doctor has recommended that I eat fermented vegetables / pickled vegetables because they're probiotic, which gives me healthy gut bacteria, which could help me overall. And being that I'm starting to develop these very strange allergies, like all of a sudden peanuts, I break out. We're focusing on trying to get like my gut healthy. Background on my pickling. I learned how to pickle from like 100-year-old Russian lady a long time ago. So some of the things I do, I could tell you right now, it's not advised to do, but it works for me, so I'm going to do it. The game plan for today is to do pickled red onion, a pickled turnip, some pickled carrots. Mainly because the pickled onions and the pickled carrots, I typically get them from my Mexican food spots. And I can't have them anymore because they're too spicy. So now we're going to break down just brine solution, as I think they call it. You need vinegar. So it's pretty much 50% vinegar, 50% water. That's the basics of it. So I have here a nice 4 cups. Hopefully that's enough to get done what I need of brine solution. I'm going to pour it into a pot. I'm just going to pour in my brine solution, which is 2 cups of water, 2 cups of distilled vinegar. And there are people who use like apple cider vinegar, but I learned with distilled, so that's it. And then this is where you have your fun. I'm not going to use a lot of sugar. If I were to measure it, it'd probably be about a teaspoon-ish of sugar. Then I'm going to use some kosher salt because I like kosher salt. I'm supposed to get to about a tablespoon. So I'm using kosher salt. And then I'm going to add some pink salt because there is minerals in the pink salt that I definitely want in my vegetables. And that's it. I know that there's people who stir it and then put it in a pot, but when I learned how to do this, all you did was take it to the pot, bring it to a boil, wait for everything to dissolve, and that was it. So we're gonna go take it to the stove. Because I do have to cut up some vegetables, I just put it on about medium high heat to bring it up to a boil, and I'm gonna tell you about my jars. So I went to a little Asian market by my house called Daso, something like that. Everything's in there dirt cheap. So I got 2 of these to do the turnips and the red onion. This jar cost me, I believe, $2. And then because I'm not making a lot of carrots, I got 2 of these, and these were $1.50. So those are my jars. And these ones come with a pink lid. I like the color pink. So now that we have the solution starting, we can start filling up the jars. I think I want to do the carrots first. There's jar 1 and jar 2. Can you see the jars? Just barely. Those are our jars for the carrots. What I do is I put all of the seasonings in first. So because I do want some dill, I'm going to put a little bit of dill, just fresh washed dill. I was looking for dill flour, but didn't find it. And then I have these chili peppers. got this from my local Mexican store. It was $1 for the pack. I'm only gonna make one of these spicy-ish. So cut that open and put a mini pepper. Now these are pretty spicy, so I'm only gonna put 2. And then you have, of course, you need peppercorn. So if you are making brine, most people use peppercorn. It is for me to taste, but because I'm on my trying to be all professional, I'm going to use a measuring spoon. And then I'm going to put a half a tablespoon in each one. Actually looks like a lot, but I'll be okay. And then I like to use celery seeds. I know not everybody uses celery seeds, but I like the taste. So I'm going to do another, about a half a teaspoon. Both of those are half a teaspoon. And then I also like dill seed. So we're going to do another half a teaspoon. And I know it looks like a lot, but in reality, it's really not. Let's see. Mustard seeds. I'm going to do a quarter of a teaspoon for the mustard seeds. I'm not a big fan of too much mustard. Oh. And then you're going to need your bay leaf. I'm just going to either, let's see here. This is a nice size. I'm going to cut it in half or break it in half and put one in each one. And then allspice berries. I'm not a big fan of allspice berries, so I'm just going to put one in each one. You can definitely put more, but to me they can be overpowering. I'll put 2 in that one. And the piece de resistance, coriander seeds. I do like coriander seeds. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon. So for the most part, I put a half a teaspoon in everything in here. When you develop your own pickling spice, typically you want to make sure you have about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in a jar this size. The bigger ones, I'll be putting in more. And after that, you're just gonna cut your carrots. Cut that in pieces. These have already been washed and peeled, just because I wanted them peeled. And you don't want to cut them too thick, but you also don't want to cut them too thin. Just like that. Like I could probably even go a little bit thinner. And I'm not a master chef. I wish I could say I was, but I'm not. So don't judge. Just make sure I don't cut myself. And that's it. So this one will go in here. And it looks like 2 carrots with just the right size. So now we're going to do this one. I'm calling the hot one. I don't know if it's really going to be hot. I just hope it has a little bit of heat. Just cut it to a nice size. You don't want them too thin because then they'll get mushy. But you also don't want them too thick because then it takes it longer to brine. And I'm hoping, because these are quick pickles, I can eat them like tomorrow, because tomorrow's Tuesday and I would love to have pickled vegetables with my taco. There, put those in here. And then I'll put this off to the side and work on the next one. So the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be the turnips. So again, dill. And then you go back, you put all the herbs back in. So allspice, I'm not a real big fan of allspice, but I'm going to put maybe 3 in there. I grabbed 5. Ooh, that's too much. 4 is enough. And because this is a bigger jar, I'm going to do a whole bay leaf. You can even put 2. You know what I forgot to grab? Garlic. I don't think I have garlic. Sucks to be me. And then I'm using something bigger. We're going to do half a teaspoon of the coriander seeds. Half a teaspoon of coriander seeds. I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. We're going to do a whole teaspoon, and this is celery seeds, a whole teaspoon of celery seeds. A whole teaspoon of dill seeds. And because I really want the black pepper to be pronounced, I might do a teaspoon and a half of the black peppercorn, because I can't handle spices right now. And that's everything, right? Yep. So it's probably gonna be the beets. I'm used to eating beets from like Lebanon, like pickled turnips, I should say, from Lebanon. And one of the tricks that they do to turn them pink is to add beet root. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of beet root on the bottom. And this beet has already been washed. I'm leaving the skin on because I personally like the skin. You do whatever you want. And I'm cut that much, but I'm gonna save this one for when I do the onion. And then after that, cut your beet. And again, I like the skin, so I'm leaving the skin on. If you don't want the skin, cut it off. And these were organic. I got these from my local halal store, and they were on sale for like, I think they were 79 cents a pound. And I try to find the most inexpensive herbs for this, because I personally believe eating healthy shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. That's just my belief. You can cut them however you want. This is how I'm choosing to cut them. I like them a little bigger, apparently. You just keep cutting them. Again, I am not a professional chef. I'm just doing what feels right. We got one more. The pieces are a little bit bigger, but oh, looks like we're running out of room. Well, that's full. So we will not be adding any more because I don't want to pack it, because I want to make sure the brine gets throughout. So switch pots. And the last one that we're going to do is the pickled onion. I'm adding a little bit more dill to that one. And I'm really sad about the pickled onion because I like them spicy and I can't have them spicy. So we're going to do 2 bay leaves. Make sure you guys can see that. I think you can see it pretty good. 2 bay leaves. 3 is what I pulled out, 3 is what I'm getting. I'm going to do about a tablespoon and a half of black pepper again. Not a tablespoon, a teaspoon and a half. This one I might want to do more mustard to it. So let's do a teaspoon of mustard. Teaspoon of the celery seeds, a teaspoon of the dill seeds, and a quarter of a teaspoon of the coriander seeds. I don't know, so let's get a half a teaspoon. That just didn't look like enough for me. Now we're going to slice the onion. Oh, I forgot to put in, before I slice the onion, there's those extra beets. And all that's going to do is help keep it looking like pink. I'm just peeling. So I'm going to cut it in half first, because I like it cut in half. And again, I'm not trying to make them too small because I don't want them to turn into mush. Ooh, maybe I should put the rest of the turnips in here. Let's see how much room we have. Don't cry for me, Argentina. And I have extra room, so I can definitely put the turnips in here. It won't hurt. So then they won't be going to waste. Ta-da! Everything is cut up. Yay! That wasn't hard at all, huh? It's actually pretty darn easy. I'm gonna go check on this water. And it looks like everything is dissolved. So I'm gonna turn that heat off and bring back over my lovely, lovely jars. Got our 2 carrots, onions and turnips, and turnips with beet root on the bottom. So after that, it really becomes easy. The hardest part is done, which is boiling the water. Once you've boiled the water, all you're really going to do is pour over the water until it covers all the vegetables. And I might have to make a little more, which is fine. Isn't that pretty? Look at the steam on those. Just look at it. Now this one might need a little bit more water, liquid. Yeah, so we're gonna need a little bit more. So Now I should definitely have enough. So before I pour that in, and that one I just eyeballed, I'm going to try to get all the air bubbles out, because you do want to get as much of the air bubbles out as possible in your canning. Make sure everything gets submerged. This one I know air bubbles are out, because there's not a lot of, there's way more room in these ones. And I was taught to do it with either a metal spoon or a takeout chopstick. And since I eat with chopsticks now, I have chopsticks at the house. Fill this one up a little bit more. And I want to put a little bit more in this one. So that's pretty much it. All I'm going to do is to move them from this counter to that counter right here, where there's a paper towel or a towel. And that's just going to help to make sure that the glass doesn't break, because this is hot liquid. I'm going to cool them down. So it's about 5 o'clock my time, 5:30 my time. So maybe around 7, 8, I'll put them in the refrigerator, and then they'll sit overnight. And I could actually eat them all tomorrow, because these are called quick pickles and they do not take long to cook. So check me back tomorrow. See how they taste. Hopefully they're as good as I remember. Oh, the only one I'm not going to eat is probably the spicy one, unless I get tacos. And then I'll post a video on either Snapchat or Twitter about eating that one. If you guys make any type of pickled vegetables, please let me know. Hello, and it's now Taco Tuesday. It's been 24 hours since I made the pickles. So we're going to go ahead and try them. So we have just the regular carrots, and we have the spicy carrots, and we have turnips and red onions, and then just plain turnips. So let's try them. All right, so I'm gonna try just the plain carrot. That's pretty good. Or do you want to try the carrots with the pepper in it? It's good, huh? Crunchy? Just enough vinegar. Now we're going to try a little bit of the pickled onion, because that's what I really wanted, because I'm tired of getting birria that's super spicy, because the carrots are super spicy. So that's what it looks like. That's fire. Now let's try the beet. No, this isn't the beet. The turnip. This is the turnip that was with the carrots. No. This is the turnip that was with the red onions. That's good. And the last one I have is a turnip by itself. I definitely need garlic, which I forgot to add to my grocery list. And I just forgot. Yeah. Just turnip by itself. And that's really good. I can't wait to eat these with my Mexican food.